From Jiangyou to Yunnan, anger is on the move. In Sichuan, thousands rally for a 14-year-old girl brutally bullied, and more than 1,000 kilometers away, a lone protester dares to demand Xi Jinping's resignation. At the same time, northern provinces are being battered by relentless rains and catastrophic flood discharges. Zhengzhou underwater again, stirring memories of China's deadliest floods in 2021. And now, a new virus threatens to mutate as an outbreak spirals out of control nationwide. All of those stories are coming your way right now on Storms in China. Before we dive into all of this, let us know in the comments where you're watching this video from. Connecting with viewers across the world is a huge source of inspiration for us. Another lone brave in Kunming unfurls banner, Xi Jinping, go. Mass protests of thousands demanding justice for a 14-year-old girl brutally bullied in Jiangyou have shaken the nation. The anger hasn't faded. If anything, it's spreading. On August 4th, more than 1,000 kilometers away in Yunnan, a new act of defiance made headlines. According to a post on the X platform, a bespectacled man in Kunming stood at the gates of the Victory of the War of Resistance Memorial Hall, holding a stark white banner with 4 bold characters. Xi Jinping, go. Pedestrians slowed. Some stared, others pulled out their phones to film. In front of him, a man in uniform with a red armband sat motionless on an electric bike, making no move to intervene, only raising his phone, perhaps to report the scene to his superiors. Moments later, police arrived and took the protester away. Who he is and why he chose this moment remains unknown. But the image has gone viral overseas, with comments pouring in, truly brave. Salute to these warriors. They lose their freedom, even their lives, but their actions bring China's democracy and freedom closer. Alongside praise came concern about his safety. This is not an isolated case. In January this year, in the heart of downtown Wuhan, a man draped himself in a banner demanding democracy, freedom, and the ballot. He addressed a crowd explaining the meaning of those words for ordinary citizens, until police moved in and took him away. China in 2025 is no longer the country it once was. Across the land, people are boiling with anger and resentment. Justice has no voice. The news is intensely silenced. Corrupt officials turn a blind eye while citizens sink into poverty and hardship. Unemployment is at staggering levels. Epidemics break out nationwide. Sudden, unannounced flood discharges bring devastating destruction in the northern provinces. It is a scene echoing the final days of dynasties, just one step away from an uprising to overthrow the government. And perhaps that step is near. Since October 2022, the cry of Xi Jinping step down has echoed through streets across China, sparked by Beijing's lone protester, Peng Lifa, who hung his banner from Sichuan Bridge. That voice only grew louder after November 24, 2022, when a deadly fire in Urumqi, Xinjiang, unleashed nationwide fury at the regime, which is called White Paper Movement. Students and citizens across multiple cities held vigils for the victims. In Shanghai, the chants were unmistakable. Down with the Communist Party, Xi Jinping stepped down. The movement has not stopped. On July 30th last year in Xinhua County, Ludi City, Hunan, 22-year-old Fang Yirong mounted a loudspeaker on a pedestrian bridge and hung banners reading, "We want freedom, we want democracy, we want votes. Strike from classes and work to remove the dictatorial national traitor Xi Jinping. And no to leaders, yes to votes, don't be slaves, be citizens." His loudspeaker broadcast the slogans on repeat. More and more voices are joining in. As one netizen said, "There are more and more of these acts. The spark will one day set the prairie ablaze." The country is mired in unprecedented turmoil, with wave after wave of violent acts of social revenge erupting and spreading fear among people across the mainland. Mass stabbing shocks Hunan province. On August 3rd, in Liang City, Hunan province, a knife-wielding attacker went on a rampage near the entrance of a primary school, killing and injuring multiple people, among them several children. Authorities announced they had arrested the suspect, but local residents dispute the claim. Many insist the killings were part of a serial attack, allegedly an act of revenge against society, and that the assailant had already escaped. Some say they are now too afraid to leave their homes. Online outrage surged, with one comment reading, "This is revenge against society. Random attacks everywhere. 2 children died just like that." That same day, the Leiyang Public Security Bureau described the incident in Kaizichi Subdistrict as an intentional injury case that left 2 dead and 3 injured, naming the suspect as 31-year-old Mu Chao. But locals remain unconvinced. Some say one suspect was caught while another fled. Others allege there were multiple attackers, calling it a coordinated gang attack. If you're still watching, comment 1 so I know you're still with me. Zhengzhou submerged again. Torrential rains revive memories of China's deadliest floods. Hunan's capital, Zhengzhou, has once again been battered by torrential rain. On August 7th, the city's transportation network collapsed, leaving streets submerged in floodwaters. The storm hit fast. The meteorological department first issued a yellow rainstorm warning, but within 40 minutes upgraded it to orange, and another 40 minutes later raised it again to red. Authorities escalated the flood control emergency response from level 4 to level 3, ordering a halt to all production, business, classes, transportation, and group outdoor activities. Local resident Wang Junsheng described the scene in a video. In Zhengzhou's western suburbs, floodwaters are surging. Right at my doorstep, the water is rising fast. Take a look at Wang Road. Traffic is still moving, but the cars ahead are weaving through the water like they're crossing a river. The current is swift. Buses have already stopped, and those still moving are barely daring to go forward. The water is deep, just like during the 726 flood, so they've placed a drainage box here again. Across the city, dramatic rescue scenes are emerging. In one video, 2 men form a human chain, struggling to pull a man in a raincoat to safety against a powerful current. Without their help, his fate could have been far worse. Numerous clips online reveal the extent of the flooding. A car pushes slowly through water above its tires, sending up a wave. Another stalls midstream, forcing its driver to climb out the window before 2 people pull him to safety. Others wade through thigh-deep water, pushing electric scooters. In Zhengzhou's high-tech zone, the Zhenghonghui area is under serious flooding. A few cars inch forward, but most are motionless, submerged. On Jiangyou Road, the rain has completely cut off the road, stranding vehicles. Traffic is backed up onto the bridge in one direction and to Qinling Road in the other. Luhou Road is fully paralyzed, while Tongbo Road has turned into a river. With street flooding this deep, the conditions underground are even more alarming. Video from the entrance to the Jingguang Road tunnel shows cars jammed at the entrance. The person filming suspects the tunnel has flooded again, forcing drivers to reverse or turn back. In the subway, water has already entered. One clip shows passengers standing ankle-deep, about 20 centimeters, in muddy water flowing down stairs and escalators to lower levels. For many, these scenes bring back painful memories of July 20, 2021, when massive flooding in the Jingguang Road tunnel and Zhengzhou's subway claimed many lives. The true death toll from that disaster remains unknown. Netizens say today's rain began around 11:50 a.m. Within just over an hour, parts of Zhengzhou were under about a foot of water. By 2 p.m., water in many places had risen above 1 meter. And Zhengzhou isn't alone. Just days earlier, Beijing suffered heavy rains combined with simultaneous reservoir discharges, causing severe casualties and property damage downstream. Authorities admitted only that Taishitun town in Miyun district was badly hit, where 31 elderly residents of a nursing home drowned in their beds. In reality, other parts of Beijing suffered equally devastating losses. According to commentator Li Muyang, in Liuli Temple Town, Huairou District, villager Zhang Jian said the catastrophic flood destroyed houses, roads, and bridges, sweeping away or burying over 1,000 vehicles. He reported that at least 100 people died. Authorities have banned locals from sharing casualty figures with outsiders, and searches for the missing are still underway, Zhang said. They brought in more than 60 search dogs to look for bodies. Many people still haven't been found. The whole camp is moldy, and the smell is overwhelming. Rotting corpses mixed with mud. At least 100 people have died. You can smell the stench of death. If you're still watching, comment 1 so I know you're still with me. A new virus threatens to mutate as an outbreak spirals out of control nationwide. A public health scare is sweeping Guangdong. In Foshan, a fast-moving outbreak of chikungunya fever has already spread to surrounding cities. The provincial CDC says nearly 3,000 new cases were reported in Foshan alone in the past week. Authorities have launched campaign-style epidemic controls eerily reminiscent of the zero-COVID years: mass nucleic acid testing, mandatory blood draws, and aggressive mosquito eradication drives. In some hospitals, patients with fevers are barred from leaving until test results come back. One netizen trapped at the third affiliated hospital of Guangdong Medical University in Shunde posted, "After a fever and blood test, they told us we couldn't leave for 7 hours. Over 100 people in one space. If there's a virus, this is the perfect place to spread it." Hospitals now require patients to report recent travel, especially to Foshan, Zhongshan, or Guangzhou. The virus has been detected in 12 Guangdong cities. This time, the CCP's response is highly visible, a stark contrast to the secrecy during early COVID. Streets are blanketed in fumigation mist. Even women dancing in public squares must light mosquito coils and carry swatters. Local authorities have declared a 7-day war on mosquitoes, order city and village-wide cleanups, draining containers and overturning pots, removing vegetation strips, twice daily indoor mosquito eradication. In some villages, officials have even cleared residents' farm tools and crops. The atmosphere is described as military style. In Shunde, the campaign has intensified so much that armed police are now killing mosquitoes door to door. Volunteer shortages have forced urgent recruitment of disinfection workers, fueling speculation that lockdowns could follow. In Foshan, schools are requiring students to send daily photos of lit mosquito coils as proof of compliance. Foshan has designated 53 hospitals for treatment, raising mosquito-proof isolation beds to 7,220. In Fuzhou, the CDC warns of a severe and complex prevention situation, ordering 14 days of self-health monitoring for anyone arriving from high-risk areas like Foshan. Zhuhai's high-tech zone is tracking all travelers from Foshan via mandatory QR code registration. In Guangzhou, blue tents have been set up outside the Hilton Huangshan Hotel, staffed by medical teams in full protective gear. And online, social media is flooded with posts from residents venting their fears and pleading that the terrifying lockdowns of 3 years ago never return. From the flood-soaked streets of Zhengzhou, to the furious chants in Jiangyou, to a lone man's banner in Kunming, and now, a province-wide public health crackdown in Guangdong, a single picture is emerging. China in 2025 is a nation under strain. Natural disasters, outbreaks, and voices of dissent are colliding with a government that answers with force, control, and silence. In the north, rain and flood discharges drown cities. In the south, the war on mosquitoes revives the ghost of lockdowns past. In the heartland, anger boils over in the streets, while lone protesters risk everything for a chance to speak. Each story might seem separate, but together they tell the same truth. Pressure is building, trust is breaking, and the next spark could ignite something far bigger than the authorities are ready to contain. Stay with us. The storm isn't over. That's all for today's episode. If you found this story insightful, share your thoughts in the comment section and let us know what you think about the topic. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks for staying tuned. We'll see you next time.